Welcome back, my friend, to the Daily English Lab podcast, the place where we make English feel less like a subject and more like a superpower. If you are new here, I am so glad you found us. On this channel, we practice real, everyday English through conversations, stories, and topics that actually matter in your life. Hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss an episode. Today's topic is one of my absolute favorites, the idea of simple living, or what many people call minimalism. And yes, we are using this beautiful lifestyle philosophy to help you level up your English. Here is what we are going to cover today. First, we will learn the key vocabulary and phrases around simple living. Second, we will practice real conversation starters you can use with anyone. Third, we will look at common mistakes English learners make when talking about their lifestyle. Fourth, we will do some interactive practice moments together. Yes, you will be speaking out loud. And fifth, I will give you a memory trick so these phrases stick with you forever. This episode is about few minutes long, perfect for your morning coffee, your commute, or your evening wind down. Before we dive in,
I want to ask you something. Drop a comment below right now and tell me, what is your biggest challenge when speaking English in real conversations? Is it finding the right words? Getting nervous? Speaking too slowly? Tell me. I read every single comment. Let us start with the big idea. Simple living, or minimalism, is the philosophy that says, own less, do less, want less, and in return, feel more peace, more freedom, more joy. People who live simply believe that our lives get cluttered not just with stuff, but with noise, stress, busyness, and words we do not really need. And guess what? That's exactly how fluent English speakers think about language too. Here are 3 powerful words you need to know. First, clutter. Clutter means too many unnecessary things in your house or in your sentences. Second, intentional. Being intentional means doing things on purpose, with a reason. Third, simplify. To simplify means to make something easier and cleaner. Now here's why this matters for your English. A lot of learners think that using long, complicated sentences makes them sound smarter, but actually, the opposite is true. Clear and simple English is the most powerful.
English. Think about some of the most famous phrases in history. Yes, we can. Just do it. Less is more. Short, simple, unforgettable. A common mistake here is trying to translate long sentences from your native language directly into English, word by word, and then the sentence becomes heavy and confusing. Instead, try to simplify your idea first, then express it. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I want to say? Then say just that. Here is your practice moment. I want you to pause right now and say this sentence out loud. I want a simple life. Go ahead, say it. Now try, I want to simplify my routine. And one more, less stuff, more peace. Beautiful. You just spoke English about minimalism. How did that feel? Here is your memory trick for today, the 3S rule. Short sentences, simple words, strong meaning. Say it with me. Short, simple, strong. Every time you speak English, remember those 3S words. Let me tell you a quick story. I once had a student, let us call her Maria. She was incredibly smart. She knew so much grammar, but every time she tried to speak, she would freeze. She was trying to build the perfect sentence in her head before she opened her mouth. One day, told her, Maria, stop trying to say everything. Just say one thing. And she did. She said simply, I am nervous, but I am trying. And everyone in the room smiled, because that was perfect. That was real. That was English. So here is my question for you. Do you try to say too much when you speak English? Does that make you freeze? Tell me in the comments. All right, but here is the trick. Knowing vocabulary is one thing. Using it in a real conversation is something completely different. So let us talk about how to actually discuss simple living with other people in English. These are real conversation phrases that English speakers use all the time when talking about lifestyle and simplicity. The first phrase is, I am trying to cut back on. This means you are reducing something. For example, I am trying to cut back on spending, or I am trying to cut back on social media. The next phrase is, I have been decluttering. To declutter means to remove unnecessary things. You might say, I have been decluttering my apartment. It feels amazing. Another great one is, I prefer quality over quantity. This is a very natural English expression. It means you would rather have one really good thing than many cheap things. And finally, I am learning to slow down. This phrase is incredibly powerful in English. It shows reflection, growth, and self-awareness, all things that make you sound mature and fluent. The common mistake with these phrases? Learners often say, I am cutting back things, instead of, I am cutting back on things. The preposition on is essential here, cutting back on. Repeat after me. I am cutting back on buying things I do not need. Perfect. Now here is your practice moment. Imagine you are talking to a friend. They ask you, so what have you been up to lately? Your answer, using today's phrases, could be something like, honestly, I have been trying to simplify my life a bit. I am cutting back on things that stress me out and focusing on what actually makes me happy. Try saying that, right now, out loud. Pause if you need to. Here's a surprising fact for you. Studies in psychology show that people who live with fewer possessions report higher levels of happiness and lower levels of anxiety. Think about that. Less stuff actually equals more happiness. And here's the English connection. People who speak with fewer, more deliberate words are actually perceived as more confident and intelligent. Less truly is more. Now let us talk about something really practical. How to describe your values and lifestyle choices in English. Because if you can talk about what matters to you, you can connect with anyone. When English speakers talk about what they value in life, they often use these patterns. What matters most to me is, followed by a noun. For example, what matters most to me is time with my family. Or, what matters most to me is feeling calm. Another pattern, I find it more fulfilling to. For example, I find it more fulfilling to spend money on experiences than on things. And a great one for expressing change. I used to, but now I. This is a storytelling structure that native speakers love. I used to buy a lot of things I did not need, but now I am much more intentional about how I spend my money. Do you hear how natural that sounds? And how much it reveals about who you are? The mistake learners make here is using too many filler words. Like, basically, honestly. When these are overused, they clutter your speech. Remember our 3S rule. Short, simple, strong. Use one filler if you need to pause and think, but then move forward.
With your idea. Here is your practice moment. Complete this sentence and say it out loud. I used to blank, but now I blank. Maybe, I used to check my phone every 5 minutes, but now I try to be more present. Or, I used to feel overwhelmed all the time, but now I am learning to slow down. Your turn. Go. Here is a little anecdote. There is a famous Japanese concept called wabi-sabi. It means finding beauty in imperfection and simplicity. And there is a beautiful English equivalent, the phrase, perfectly imperfect. When you speak English and you make a mistake, you are not failing, you are being perfectly imperfect. And that is exactly how you grow. So next time you stumble over a word, smile and keep going. Here is a question for you. What is one area of your life where you want more simplicity? Your schedule? Your phone habits? Your English study routine? Tell me below. I am genuinely curious. All right, we are now going to look at the 3 most common mistakes English learners make when talking about lifestyle and values, and how to fix them right now. Mistake number 1, using make instead of have or feel. Learners often say, simple life makes me happy, but in natural English, we prefer to say, a simple life brings me happiness, or I feel happier when I live simply. The verb make can work, but it often sounds too mechanical. Try brings, gives, or creates for a more natural feel. Mistake number 2, saying I want to less stress. This is a grammar error. You cannot say want to less something. You can say I want less stress, or I want to reduce stress, or I want to feel less stressed. The key is knowing whether less is modifying a noun or whether you need a verb like reduce or minimize. Mistake number 3, confusing simple and easy. These words are not the same in English. Simple means not complicated. Easy means not difficult. A simple life is not always an easy life. In fact, choosing simplicity can be very difficult. You might say,
Living simply sounds simple, but it is not always easy. That sentence actually sounds sophisticated because it shows you understand the nuance. Quick tip to remember the difference. Simple is about structure. Easy is about effort. A simple recipe has few ingredients. An easy recipe does not take much skill. Simple versus easy. Structure versus effort. Let us do a quick recap of everything we covered today, because you
Deserve to walk away with the gold. Key takeaway 1. Fluent English is not about using more words. It is about using the right words. Short, simple, strong. Key takeaway 2. Learn phrases in context, not in isolation. Phrases like, I am cutting back on, and I find it more fulfilling to, are ready to use right now. Key takeaway 3. Use the I used to, but now I structure to talk about personal growth in a natural, fluent way. Key takeaway 4. Avoid the 3 big mistakes, using make instead of brings or gives, mixing up want to less with want less, and confusing simple with easy. Key takeaway 5. Speaking imperfectly is not failure. It is practice, and practice is everything. You showed up today. You listened. You practiced. That means you are already ahead of where you were 10 minutes ago. And that, my friend, is the only progress that matters. Before I let you go, here is my final thought. The simple life is not about giving things up. It is about making room for what truly matters. And your English journey is the same. Stop trying to learn everything at once. Pick one phrase, practice it today, use it tomorrow. That is how fluency actually happens. One small, intentional
Step at a time. Now it is your turn. I want you to write one sentence in the comments using any phrase from today. Just one sentence. I am cutting back on something, or I used to do something, but now I do something else. Show me what you learned. I will reply to as many as I can. If this episode added value to your English journey, please give it a like. It truly helps this podcast reach more people who need it. And if you are not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that button right now and join the Daily English Lab family. Next episode, we are diving into the language of emotions, how to describe how you feel in English without sounding robotic or unnatural. You do not want to miss that one. Until next time, keep it simple, keep it real, and keep speaking. This is the Daily English Lab podcast, where every conversation is a classroom. I will see you in the next one.